August was really turbulent for my portfolio, and there were moments where I just wanted to sell my biggest positions and screw my strategy. So let me tell you why. Hello finance people, my name is Robert and I'm here to share my learnings and experience about personal finance as a European. So let's jump into my portfolio. So let's start with the stocks, and if we look at Tesla, basically it was super turbulent month for Tesla stocks. I'm up by 7%, but actually I went down by maybe 20% because Tesla stock started at 260 or so, then it went down to 215, then came back to 260 and then settled around 240 or something. At some point of that whole process, there were quite bad days, and I was really considering maybe exiting the position because it just didn't look any good. But I'm glad that I stick to my long-term strategy and just waited it out, because then it bounced back. And then another stock that did well for me is Amazon. It's up by 13% compared to July, so that one did really well. And as you can see, that NEO did really badly, 24% down. I'm not too worried about this because I only have about 100 euros invested into this, but it's not doing well, not gonna lie. And these numbers are compared to July, yeah, so this is for the whole month. That means my stocks in total were up by about 6.5%, and the profit would be 1,300 euros. But that's just for stocks. When you take into account the other assets I have, you'll see in a second overall picture. So let's take a look at ETFs now. So this month I added a new ETF to my portfolio. It's the World Shares something. Let me check. So I have it here. How's it called? iShares MSCI World. And I added this just to balance out my portfolio because it's very heavy on, right now it's heavy on US stocks, and I wanted to balance it so that it's a bit less reliant on that. This is just the first step in me doing that. It's probably going to take me a long time to actually balance it out, but this is just the first step towards that. In terms of performance, the ETFs were just stagnant. Nothing happened. You can see it's not very exciting. It's pretty much zero. So that's why let's take a look at crypto, because those are usually much more exciting. But this month it wasn't exciting. It was just bloodshed, because I was down by 13% in cryptos. All of my cryptos were down, especially Ripple was down a lot, 26%. And just in general, the crypto winter has been so long this time, and I'm not sure how long I can keep up with this. I heard that Bitcoin will soon halve, maybe in half a year or so, and that's when something might happen, but I need to look into it because it's just not looking good. I'm constantly seem to be in the red for crypto. You can see I lost 670 euros in profit this month. But if we go to another asset, which is peer-to-peer, I added this peer-to-peer lending asset last month in July. I'm using a platform called Mintos, and I added about 2,000 euros, and I'm up massively, 16 euros last month. Okay, it doesn't sound a lot, but if you take into account that every month you'll be getting this kind of money for 2,000 euros, it's okay. I mean, it's not groundbreaking. I would be happy if it achieves the 10 to 11% profits yearly, then it's doing its job. But I'm really curious to see how this works out, because I'm in the second month and there's already quite a lot of loans that are delayed or late. So I need to dive into that. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So just curious experiment for me for peer-to-peer lending. And then if we take a look overall the situation, you can see that I'm up by 1.5% during the whole month. Doesn't sound that much, but if I can be every month 1%, 2% up, that would be amazing result. That would be above S&P 500, because I even have here S&P 500 that was down by 1.5%. That means I overperformed S&P 500 by 3%, and that, in my book, that's a win. So in total, profit this month was 720 euros or so, and it's decent. It's decent, and I'm not gonna complain about it as long as I'm in the green. Now, to me, the number one rule in investing is to keep your money safe. And that's why, because we live in turbulent times, I was quite worried what happens to my money if one of my brokers goes bust. That's why I created this video where I'll share what happens to your money if eToro, DeGiro, or Interactive Brokers goes bust, and just explaining how that whole process goes and if your money is protected.